Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and today I have a figure from a movie that's near and dear to my heart. It's the Jack Skellington articulated drawing model, 9-inch figure from NECA, and this is to celebrate the 30th anniversary of The Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. And of course, that was released in 1993. We're in the early part of 2024, but hey, I'm still celebrating the 30th anniversary of this classic, this stop-motion animated classic. It's a genre that's inspired my life, so much so that I've interviewed Tim Burton several times throughout my career, even have written an ebook. Now here's a cover, like a sign that I had made of the cover of the ebook, Direct Conversations, the animated films of Tim Burton, where we discuss The Nightmare Before Christmas, as well as Corpse Bride, as well as Frankenweenie, as well as his work on films that have had stop-motion animation in them. So yes, it's a subject near and dear to my heart. So once I saw that NECA was coming back with Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington figure, I was really pumped. I mean, back in the day, NECA was one of the preeminent licensees of action figures from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Since then, other companies have, done their shares as well. But the great news is NECA is back in Halloween Town and in Christmas Town with the release of this Jack Skellington drawing model figure. Very articulated figure, stands 9 inches tall. You can pose it pretty much in the same way that you can pose a stop motion puppet. They've done something previous to that, obviously, with their Coraline figures over here. Now, one thing that people need to realize, I know it's mistaken quite a bit, a big misnomer that Tim Burton had something to do with Coraline. He did not. It was actually directed by Henry Selick, who directed Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I guess you could say the movies are cousins in a sort of way, but no, this is Tim's work based on his poem, of course, directed by Henry. So what I'm going to do for you today is unpackage this figure, not quite in a box. It's in a plastic clamshell, but I'm going to take it out and review for you NECA's Tim Burton's A Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington articulated drawing model. Again, I'd like to thank NECA for providing this sample for me. They've been terrific about that, and I am just thrilled to give you a look at this figure. And I'm back with my look at NECA's latest Nightmare Before Christmas release. Of course, this is the Jack Skellington articulated drawing model with a dynamic figure stand. The whole idea behind these sorts of things, like the Coraline figure in back, is to give them just much more dynamic poses. It seems to me when you get Jack Skellington figures, I mean, because they're beanpole, look at his legs, look at how skinny the legs are. They're just prone to falling over. I mean, even if you put them on a stand. So when you get a dynamic figure stand, like the one that NECA provides in this package, it's just such of a bigger range to pose the actual figure, and with the pumpkin, which is really, really cool. So I'm actually showing you the back of the package. It's so much glare whenever I try to show you packages with windows, and obviously it's a plastic packaging, so I was getting nothing but glare, so I thought, okay, let's just take it out before I show you the card. But the card basically just shows you 3 different poses, gives you a description of how you can pose this fully articulated figure. It's about as close to an actual stop-motion animated puppet as you're going to get, really, without paying the cost for an articulated puppet. Those things cost thousands of dollars. It's really crazy how much the mechanics go into that. But that's actually something I talk about in my ebook back there. And I'm going to kind of sneak Jack in here. Again, the animated films of Tim Burton. Tim actually wrote the foreword for me for this. That's how cool and how this project means to me. And of course, I'm writing a second edition that will be coming out hopefully sooner than later. But now let's reveal Jack out of the package. There he is. And I'm going to put this card back here in front of Coraline. Sorry, Coraline. All right. So this figure at retail runs about $36.99, And again, I mean, it's a different sort of figure. It's not just a plastic figure that you just pose on a stand and that's it. Obviously, we have clothing involved, right? These are, cloth outfits, costumes on top of the figure. The figure itself obviously has all the sorts of articulation that you would expect with a figure like this. It has very soft fingers, which allows you to pose it with this pumpkin accessory. Of course, the Pumpkin King, right? Jack Skellington. On the bottom, we have the hole where you can put your fingers from the puppet in there to hold it properly. Now, it's nice because you can clasp this stand around his waist, and I'll show you different ways where his articulation is. It's obviously in the shoulders, in the arms, in the wrists, the head swivels there by the chest, obviously up here by the hips, knees, feet, ankles, and there's ball joints so you can even do poses with the ankles. This is just to give you an idea of what you can do with this thing should you decide to make a stop motion film yourself. I mean, again, this is the general idea of what stop motion animators have to work with, these sorts of puppets. The puppet itself, and I want to call it a puppet because it really does feel like it. It's really light, which is, I like that a lot. I mean, obviously there's no way I'm going to get this to stand on its own, but it's not as top heavy as your regular plastic action figure. I don't know what kind of, just because the figure is so skinny that it doesn't feel like it weighs a lot. I don't know, but I really like it. And it feels delicate, but not to the point where you feel like something's going to snap or break or anything like that. It's just very, very mobile, which I think is very cool. Now let's bring you a close-up here. And obviously I'm showing you photos again during this review. Okay, there's Jack. His hollowed eyes, his very cool tie, okay, and he's wearing his pinstripe black and gray suit, or black and white maybe, white buttons. All right, and here's a closer look at the fingers. As you can see, they're very pliable, right, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about anything breaking off, That's the thing with figures. You got to be really careful, but this is really, really flexible stuff. So I really like that. So going top to bottom here. Seems like his legs go on forever. But here we go again. And as you can see, this is where you got articulation in the ankles here. So again, I'm showing photos throughout just to give you an idea of how you can pose this and pose it in a way where it's not going to fall over. Here is the backside with his tail coat. Again, top to bottom. Let's go with that. And basically, it looks like Jack's just walked off screen, right? Now, it says it's a 9-inch action figure. Let's take out the ruler just to make sure. And there you go. 9 inches to a T. So, yeah. You get what you pay for with these NECA figures, man. I'm telling you, I absolutely love this. If you're a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, I'd say pick this thing up. This is really, really a special figure. Now, again, there have been other companies that have put out stuff before, but I think the idea for this is, if you really had the patience and you want to learn the mechanics of stop motion animation, just the basic stuff, you could probably learn to do it with this actual drawing model. I mean, again, this is as close to you as what you're going to get with this action figure, to actual, stop motion animation. So I think that's really, really cool. And I think you should pick that up if you have an interest in stop motion animation. DGX Animation does stuff for NECA, and he just puts out the most brilliant videos. So, look, if you want to inspire people like he does, man, here's where you start. And again, the whole idea of really providing the basics to do stop motion stuff of your own. I think it's so cool. Again, they provided you the means again with this Coraline figure. Of course, Coraline, NECA produced another one in the yellow raincoat as well. And they're coming out with another one, that you can do these dynamic poses. So I think that's so cool. I think previously I said DGX animation. It is actually DGDX animation, and they do amazing stuff with their promotional shorts for the products that are coming out. I mean, they just literally bring things to life. And that's all stop motion animation. And it's just amazing work. It's just a different sort of animation. It's art in its purest form. I've always said that stop motion animation is the greatest. So hopefully this figure is going to do the same for you too. I mean, how many people have been inspired by The Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Now to have the means to actually do this, these poses, these dynamic poses, have the stand that enables you to do that sort of stuff, to make maybe a short stop motion animated film of your own. I think that's pretty cool. And I love the fact that NECA is thinking out of the box here, and they're giving you more than just another Jack Skellington action figure. I mean, obviously the cloth outfit, everything is there that enables you to make a stop motion film of your own if you want to. I think that is so cool. So again, my name is Tim Lammers. I do unboxings and reviews of cool movie toys. I usually do Universal Monster stuff, but obviously I'm in love with The Nightmare Before Christmas and all of the stop motion stuff by Tim Burton and stuff. So I'd love to review more coming up there. Hopefully, again, come on, NECA, how about some Corpse Bride? How about some Frankenweenie? I'm totally all in, and I'm sure a lot of Tim's fans would be in as well. I have, again, a link to where you can buy this below in the description. Also, providing you a link to the ebook, Direct Conversations, the animated films of Tim Burton, which I wrote a few years ago. And Tim Burton wrote the foreword for me, which is so cool. And again, I'm working on a follow-up that will be in book form, actual book form. But for now, you can get a peek into what you can expect with this ebook that I put out on all of Tim's stop-motion animated films. So, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please tell all your Tim Burton loving friends, all your Nightmare Before Christmas loving friends, all your Jack Skellington loving friends, and I will be back with another review very soon. Happy toy hunting, everybody.